Hey, what's up YouTube? Today I've got a review of the Sony MDR 1A headphones. These are a wired closed headphone made by Sony. I've had these for about a year and been using them regularly. Let's get straight into the review. Right, so the packaging is quite luxurious. And what you get included is two cables. The first with the sort of inline remote. So that's for Android and Apple. You can play, pause, skip songs. Works great for calls. Pretty simple. And you also get another cable which is just a normal standard 3-pin to 3-pin, and the headphones of course, which is good. Also included is a small carrying pouch, which is nothing to write home about, but does the job of just protecting it from any scratches or anything like that. Right, so the build of these headphones is actually mainly plastic, so these parts you can see here, for example, is plastic, but I think they've done a really good job picking the materials here because it feels very sturdy and looks very premium despite being made of plastic. This is also a plastic, but again it kind of has this metal look to it, and it's kind of a nice little texture going on there as well. So I really like the build. This swivel mechanism of the ear pads feels really smooth, not changed at all since I've had them for about a year. You've also got this leather, so the ear pads and also on the headband are made of this leather, and that feels really good. You can also see the driver through the side of the headphone, which I think is really cool. The mechanism to adjust the size of the headband feels really solid, not let me down at all. So before even getting into how they sound, I can say with the way they've picked the materials, the earpads being really soft, these are tremendously comfy headphones. They've also got quite light clamping, so the amount of force that it's sort of applying to your head, if you like to think about it that way, is very low, so these sit really comfortably. You can sit there for hours without any problem. Obviously, because they're closed headphones, you can get a little bit warm, but that's the only complaint as far as comfort goes. So I'm going to avoid using as much audiophile nerd speak as I can. First thing to say about the sound of these headphones is they're a quite warm set of headphones. This means that they have a lot more response in the lower frequencies, such as the bass and sub-bass. So for genres like rap and electronic music, this is ideal. I found compared to other headphones, you get some really good sub-bass out of these, but without muddying out everything else and making it sound like a pile of crap beats. I'd say the mids feel a little bit quieter compared because of this increased bass response, and the trebles definitely rolled off, but that just means it's a really pleasant, nice listening experience. So these are closed headphones, so they are fully immersing your ear. However, they have very poor isolation to outward sounds. And what this means is they're really not suitable for, public transport, planes, or things like that, because everything will come through. So I'd say, if that's an important aspect to you, then you need to look elsewhere. So this isn't going to be an exhaustive list of competitors, but it's headphones that I've tried, and so I can make a direct comparison. So a really popular headphone that has a similar sound signature is the Audio-Technica M50X, and they're around the same price. Main difference between the two, I'd say, is the clamping. So the M50Xs really clamp hard, and as a result, they're very good at isolating, but they're also extremely uncomfortable, for myself anyway. Other people might say something different. I personally prefer the aesthetic of the MDR 1A though, and well, I think it's a toss-up between those, because those are also highly recommended by a lot of people. Another set of headphones by Sony is the MDR 100 AAP. I've listened to both, and they are quite similar in the sound signature. I'd say the MDR 1A's edge it by a tiny bit, but you've got the aesthetics of the 100 AAP that some people might like you can get turquoise and cool colors. There's also the Audio-Technica MSR7s, so they're a more balanced and less bassy headphone. They're quite similar to the M50X in terms of their clamping and the comfort, but that's also a good option if you don't want something so bassy. And finally, the other headphones I've tried are the Sennheiser Momentum on-ear and over-ear. So the on-ears, very similar sounding to these, but the on-ear style didn't suit me personally. The over-ear, on the other hand, those sound really good. They're like a little upgrade from the MDR 1A, but it's more of the same sort of level of comfort. I'd say really good, and sort of a different aesthetic going on with the aluminium. So my first big pro for these is, because of the material choice and the low clamping, these are supremely comfy headphones that you can wear for hours on end. I don't think anyone would find these uncomfortable, genuinely. As for the sound, I think Sony really nailed that warm, bassy sound. The sub bass is amazing from this set of headphones, and if that's what you want from a pair of headphones, then I think this should be on your top list. Maybe it's best to listen to some headphones and compare them. I will say when I first got them, they sounded a lot more bassy, but you sort of adjust after a while. As for cons, well, that's definitely the isolation. These will not isolate well, full stop. If you're thinking, oh, maybe I could try them, no. If you want isolation, you know, you can look at wireless headphones that will have the active noise cancellation, or look into some in-ear, I'd say, really, if you want something that's still cheap for transport and that. In-ear headphones are the way to go. But as for home listening, quiet place listening, I'd say these are really ideal. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Hope this has been informative. If there's anything else you'd like to know about these and my experience, feel free to leave a comment. Any feedback about the video would be cool as well, but otherwise, no, cheers.